And welcome back. We're winding up on the big question tonight, but not before we take a look at the trends. Of course, this is the news stories that have been making headlines on social media, not necessarily on mainstream media, but Wahiga Mwaura, no doubt our Kenyan heroes are making headlines across the scope of both. So tell us what's on trends tonight. Right. Before I get into what's trending tonight, I just want to ask Hussein, how was his reaction after we finished trends last week? He didn't talk to me for a couple of hours. I'm hoping he's okay now. He's not okay. Even if he tells you he is, he's still holding that grudge. Well, he'll be happy.
Never had a problem with anyone.
We'll be happy to know that the big question is trending at #1, and of course the big topic is about teachers. #PayTeachers. And we want to start with the first picture, which is what was expected of teachers in terms of celebration after the Supreme Court ruled in their favor. Let's take a look at that picture. This is a picture of a very motivated teacher after the Supreme Court ruled in their favor. Now, this was the situation then, however. And of course, after watching Hussein's interview, you can tell there are still a couple of issues. And we take a look at the next picture, which is Kenyans on Twitter actually coming out in support of teachers. And the first one here is Pay Teachers. Kenya is not a hotbed of strikes. We've been talking about a hotbed of medals and a hotbed of champions. We're saying we don't want a hotbed of strikes. So that's the same matter. This one I found rather interesting. #Pay Teachers. Now, they say they taught me chemistry, but that picture doesn't quite make sense. Hussein, Janet, I don't know. Is that what chemistry leads you to? I don't know. So I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. We continue. Okay. And of course, the other big topic that was trending this week is #ThingsYego. But even before we go there, sorry, Wahiga, to stop you, obviously, just touching on a very sensitive subject then, what Hussein Mohammed has just been able to, carry out in the interview. Still a huge issue.
Yeah, definitely still a huge issue. I mean, you can't really blame the teachers that much because this is a problem that has been there for a while. They've been asking them. Like Sosyon says, the government also takes the blame because they've waited and waited until it has come down to this. Now it's a court order, it has to be done. Of course, it's very, there are divisions in all this. There's a section where and I'm sure you've seen in that trending topic. I mean, there are some people who say, too much strikes and all that, really care about our children. And that's it. That's at the end of the day, everybody wants to blame teachers. You want to blame government. I mean, but like we said, I mean, we need. Saying overwhelmingly, Kenyans on Twitter do support teachers. That's why the #PayTeachers is there. Exactly. But of course, we know there are, both sides have a story. And we will continue to follow. We hope that closely. All right. Thank you for that. We continue, of course, to ThingsYego can throw. Now, that was a big trending topic over the last 1 week. The first thing, ThingsYego can throw MPs, cabinet secretaries, and governors who bully and overlap in traffic. Very interesting there. Other things Yego can throw as we move on. That Safaricom lady, and I better say that Telkom's lady who always tells you, please recharge your account as soon as possible. We don't want to hear that anymore, whether we have money on our phones or not. Another things Yego can throw as well as we continue. Moses Kuria, back to Citizen TV studios. Hussein, I want to hear your comments. We move on. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Yeah. Okay. You're moving on quite a bit today. Is everything okay? Everything is fine. Everything is fine. And Moses Kuria is a good friend. So let's move on. Well, this was an interesting one. We're celebrating Yego. Mzazi Tuva tweets, Kenya wins first gold in pole vault. Whoa. Not javelin. Of course, this also made news as well. Mzazi apologized to people, but Hussein is taking you some time to get that. So that was also trending as well, and Mzazi did apologize for that mistake. It does happen, and I know next time he'll consult the sports desk before he tweets as well. Well, when Julius Yego decides to play with your baby, that is what happens. This one is for Janet. Any comments? Janet Mbugwandishu. I know, I saw that picture doing the rounds. It's pretty funny. And what did you think? It's not funny when you look at it from this other side. I completely get it. We move on to another trending topic that has been trending today. Only Kalenjins can wear a suit, sports shoes, and a ng'ombe cap and make it work all together. So that has been trending actually today, as early as from this morning. Only Kalenjins when doping is not as the world sees it, but rather topping or topping, top of the world. So that's what we are right now as Team Kenya. And next we have a video. Now let me say something about this video. Now that members of parliament and senators and governors were at the airport to receive our athletes, I think a rule should be passed
allowing our athletes to refuse interviews when the language that the interview is being conducted in, they do not understand. Let me not explain any further. Have a listen to this.
The first round, and winning heat number 2 is Boniface Tamutu from Kenya with a big personal best of 48.79. That was over a second better than your PB.
The training is good. The coaches is good. Everything is good. Yeah.
You came home very strongly in the last 100 metres. Was that your plan?
Yeah, it's my plan.
And what is your plan for the rest of the next round?
I top finalist. I won position 1.
And what will you do to recover between now and the next race? A lot of food? Food, hydration? Do you ice bath?
Yeah, ice bath.
What does an ice bath do for you?
Relaxing. My muscle. Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Is the situation. What I can say is that I have seen this out there. Ethiopian athletes come with a translator or allowed to have that service as well. So I believe that also needs to happen.
But he sounded like he was answering the questions fine.
Yeah, but I don't know if I will be accused of trying to, foster illiteracy. But the guy speaks Swahili. If the lady can't speak Swahili, whose fault is it?
You just say that in an Australian accent.
No, seriously. If the lady cannot speak Swahili, whose fault is it?
Let me ask you a question.
That is why Wahiga, we see some footballers like, the Spanish footballers in England, they ask questions, they respond in Spanish, or they respond in German or in French.
Let me ask you something, Hussein. You know that Kenyans are going to win medals at a world championship. The best you can do is hire a translator.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's that simple, Hussein.
So it wasn't his fault, really.
So I wouldn't place it fully on him. We carry on. We have just one more photo in line with athletics, and we can just have that up on our screens. And this is a comparison of who's who on the medals ranking from the job that was done at the airport. The gold medalist there is the deputy president. There's no competition there. Kipchumba Murkomen takes silver, and at the back is our very own Johnson Sakaja with a nice big smile, enjoying himself clearly. I'm told he's a rugby man. So
yeah.
you can
My question, Wahiga, is could anyone dare run beyond Ruto?
No, I don't
know. Okay.
That's a good question you've asked, Hussein. Next time you'll ask him when you host him on The Big Question. Now we have just 2 more tweets that we want to take a look at real quick. The first one is a response that the Safaricom page gave to someone who tweeted, "Dear Safaricom, can you check if my line has a problem? Because every time I try texting a beautiful girl, I get no reply." And Safaricom respond by saying, "Have you tried less beautiful girls?"
Oh my goodness.
Your standards may be the cause of the problem. That is where honesty on digital media has taken. Hussein, you want to?
No.
Okay, he will not comment. Just let's take a look at the next one as well.
Yeah, okay.
And the next is of course, we're getting into some sort of campaign period, and you come up with some interesting posters. I like Kanu Digital, Janet. The touch of the Jogo with the sneakers, that did it for me.
No.
No.
But moving along swiftly.
Moving along quickly, so no comment from you on that. Our last video is from Uganda. There are many ways in which you can celebrate meeting the president of your country. In this case, this is Yoweri Museveni, the president of Uganda. Now, this video stood out because of the manner in which this lady expressed her emotions. Take a look. react to such a gesture, Hussein and Janet?
Why do you want me to talk?
Because you've been pretty tongue-tied most of Friends tonight, so
no,
there's something to say.
It's a weird one, Wahiga, but I think that is why we get from some men in Kenya, they love some women from other countries.
Oh.
Hussein, I've not seen it that way.
Yeah.
You're causing a hotbed of trouble in your own home.
Yeah.
And so we're going to
some men, I said.
And that some men, not you.
Yeah.
Of course, no. All right. Well, on that note, of course, those are some of the topics that were trending. Gashuri, who is actually in our control booth, is asking me a question I will not tackle here. As an individual, Gashuri, of course, asking me whether that is appropriate to be done to a president. I don't think so, Gashuri.
Okay.
Myself, personally, no. Let's leave this discussion at that. Of course, Francis Gashuri just being part of this show, even if he's in the control booth. Yes. Hussein and Janet, back to you. That's what's been trending, and of course, #1 trending topic right now, hashtag the big question.
All right, thank you so much, Wahiga. Great job earlier on today, of course, at the airport. Thank you so much.
Right.